Black Politicians TV, man. So who do we got with us today?
Big Daddy Money Mike, dog. What's good?
So who calls you Big Daddy? Who calls you Money Mike? I never heard that before.
Man, Money Mike was always the DJ name, DJ Money Mike. Big Daddy is always for the ladies. Don't play.
So what's one thing about you that most people want to know? Like,
How am I still standing after what I've been through?
and how are you still standing?
By the grace of God, brother. Like I told you before, man, I walk with faith, man.
So it has like your faith in God always been strong, or like how do you feel about religion?
Well, no, not always been strong, but last couple of years I've been through the most, in my opinion. My faith had to be strong because, like I said, if I didn't have faith, I don't know where I would be.
And God always seemed to be walking with you, because think about like your whole life and things you've been through from the friends, and somehow like bullets grazed you, or you wasn't there that night, or things of that nature. Like, do you like, you want to like name a situation where you was younger and you was like, man, I got out of that on accident?
Bro, coming up, I had a homeboy, best friend, brother-in-law, Thurman Faison, aka Pistol Pete. You know, the night that he got murdered, he called me earlier that day, wanted me to come chill with him. But I was in a relationship that I would just got into, and that was a little more entertaining to me than out in the streets. And I feel like if I'd have been there with him or out with him, we would have been somewhere else besides him being at the place that he was at the time of his murder. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like, life is funny like that. There's a couple of situations to where things happen that I feel like I shouldn't be here, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. But that was one of them. That was my main problem I had. Like I said, that was more like my brother. It was the closest thing to me at that point in that time. So I felt like that just did something to me. It just woke me up. I seen a couple of my friends get killed in the streets. And that kind of opened my eyes to like, nah, this is not life. And I tell any young man, woman out there, the streets they rough. The streets can either do two things to you. They can take your life. Well, basically, I guess, basically the same thing. Take your life permanently, or take your life, stop your life for a couple of years. Either way it go, there's gonna be somebody out there hurting other than you.
And you have a family member that was very close to you that did a couple of years in prison, correct?
Yeah.
How close is he?
He did. This is a first cousin, 27, 28 years. It was off and on, but he got out that last bid. I guess he changed his life. Just like I said, next time they see him, they'll see him in a body bag, I guess.
So what made you not be a part of the street life?
My kids. When I started having kids, that street life was secondary. My kids was always first. I'd rather be feeding my kids than to be out here on the corner selling a piece of crack rock or a bag of weed. It just, and there's more to life than selling drugs or gang banging. Just like I said, people say they got to do anything by means to feed their kids, get a job. I mean, now, the way things are now, the people out here giving jobs away and don't nobody want to work them. That's why these foreigners is coming over here, working these jobs, getting all the money. But when they do that, it's us as a people in our community, we got a problem with it. There's no more black-owned stores in our community. It's always other races, you know, but who to blame for that?
So do you feel like we as a people don't care about our community no more?
Well, I mean, not saying it like that, but we get held down for a lot of stuff that we try to do, you know what I'm saying? And we really can't put everything on other races, you know. We have a lot of fault in ourselves, you know what I'm saying? You know, we make ourselves look suspect when we have a party or there's something going on in the community for black people. You know, you always have some of our same people out here fighting, out here wanting to shoot at an event that we haven't. And that shuts everything down. That makes people not want to do nothing in our community for us black people.
And why are these kids always fighting and violence? Is it because they don't have the dad in the home? They you know, why do you think most kids are out here on these streets?
I wouldn't even say it's because they don't have their dads at home. You know, it's just, man, I really can't even comment on that one. You know, I can't say what's going on in other people's homes, but you know, for the most part of it is, you know, these people, like I said once before, you know, growing up now is like babies having babies, and while you out here gang banging and shooting, you out here having kids, and then you teaching them, you putting guns and stuff in their hands. So, like I said, once again, it's like babies raising babies. So if you don't know nothing but that gun and street life, what are you going to teach a child? The same thing you doing. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I said it before and I said it again, like, it all starts at home, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you could teach a child everything you want your child to learn in your house. But once your child walk out into the streets, it's out of your hands. You know, and as they say, them streets is a powerful teacher.
I feel like sometimes kids have to learn on their own, but like you said, because I just want to like give you my example, because I remember when I tried the street life and then I had a situation that happened. The first thing you told me, hey, you not a leader, you a follower. And I said, man, this nigga ain't about to tell me I'm a follower. Then I had to think, I'm doing follower stuff. All right, let me get my mind back right. Let me start coming in before the streets lights go off, because the people that's out, bro, with 14, right. Why you out there at 10 o'clock at night? Right. And like you can hear your friends having fun, and then one day your friend locked up. One day your friend can't come to school no more. So you're like, dang, let me just keep listening and keep listening. But like how do you feel about that? Like when you called me a follower that day?
Because at that time, that's what you was doing. You had the book knowledge, the book sense, you know what I'm saying? You was that bookworm. And just like I told you in life, you can't be both of them. You can't be no street thug and a bookworm at the same time, because it's going to collide together and it ain't going to mix. That's just like a chemistry set going bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you can either be one or two things. You can have your head in them books, or you can be out here in them streets doing dumb stuff. And like I told you, you wasn't that type of kid, because you wasn't brought up like that, you know? And then when you was out here hanging with the dudes that was actually doing stuff like that, and I told you that one time, you're not going to be with them boys everywhere they go. They're going to catch you one day by yourself. And that one day came. You know, it's a lesson learned.